about that. All right, so today it's all about listings, but all production questions are welcome. So thanks for hopping on. And who has a production question or a listing question? And we'll kind of hit John early today because I think he has an appointment here in about 30 minutes. So we'll take advantage of him while we got him.
Hey, Dan, so, you know what? I'm kind of curious. I would love to hear from everybody. What's working for listings right now?
I like that. So who wants to start?
I'm in the chat, unmute. I'm really, really curious because the only thing that I'm hearing across the country is Sphere that's working well for listings. But I know people got to be doing things that are working well for listings.
I'm getting lots of calls from Google. I've just recently had lots of my past clients writing Google reviews. And so every time someone Googles like top realtor in my area, I pop up and I'm getting calls, not daily, but I would say weekly calls on like, hey, we're looking for a realtor. We typed in best realtor and you popped up. So I'm finding that that's being pretty huge for me right now.
I love it. You're so spot on. So everything that you just shared right there is okay. So I just want to echo what Michelle was just saying there, is that go into incognito mode and Google yourself and what comes up. Do you like it? If you don't, then you need to change it. And so that's the big thing. And think about human behavior. Think about how people behave. What do? They hear of listing, they hear your name. What do? They go to Google and they Google you. What comes up? And so I know the Google local services was working well last year, like working really, really well. I don't think it's working as well anymore. But if you still want to play that game, that's really important. So you need, and Michelle, do you have the little green check box? Have you been verified by Google?
Yep.
Okay, so you got to get the green check box. You got to be verified. You need to have as many reviews as you can. I would say over 100, and then pay to play. You got to pay to play with Google. So no matter what, even if you don't want to pay to play, get verified and get as many reviews as you can. Just ask your clients to give you a review. Tell them you'll enter them into a drawing. You'll give them a $15 Starbucks gift card, something. It's powerful.
I do incentivize Google reviews. On a side note, at the end of the year, I do $1,000 cash draw, and anybody that writes a Google review gets 2 entries into the draw.
Perfect. You would think it would be easy. Like Dan knows, like if you're on my list, you get hit with the request to leave a testimonial every week. And you know how many people go and leave a review? We had to shame the room at kitchen table, and I think only less than half of the room in the room that was shamed actually left a review. So it's just one of those things, right? People have great intentions, but it's just hard. I mean, you think about you get asked to leave a review all the time. How many reviews do you leave? So you just got to keep asking.
I was leaving that review, and then I had to look, and then I found out that I'd already left the review.
You had already left the review. You were good.
But I didn't think I did it initially. I was like, man, I didn't leave that review.
Yeah. Michelle, will you kind of walk everybody through your process? Helen's asking, kind of the process that you kind of go through, and how do they go about leaving a review?
So I guess my first step, and I'm kind of systematically doing this now in increments. So like in different stages of the transaction. So once they go firm, they're happy, they're excited. I send them their basket of wine and cheese with a little insert that says, thank you for doing business with me. The one way you can give back to me is sharing your experience with others. Scan this QR code. It'll take you to my Google review page, write a quick, sentence or 2 or whatever. If that doesn't work, when the deal closes and they haven't written a review, then I do another reminder. And then I think I have it set up that, in 3 months' time, I ask once over text through KV Core, and then once over email through KV Core. So, and I think with the text one, I'm going to set up a BombBomb video link. So it's actually me saying like, hey, I would really love this, the opportunity for you to share your experience, good or bad, just you're honest, you're on it. I'm not going to chase somebody that maybe we didn't jive very well with or something, which happens very seldom, but it does happen. So obviously I'm selective with who I do this with, but but yeah, so I'm continuously asking, and like, if 12 months have passed and I've asked them, a handful of times, maybe I should be pursuing them more, but I just kind of let it go and just move forward with the people that I'm working with currently.
Awesome. I love that. So are you using the KV Core code that's in our KV Core profile, or the KV Core, are you using a QR code from Google? This is Lisa. How are you?
I use qrstuff.com for my QR codes. I'm not sure, does KV Core even have that? If they do, I have no idea, or I had no idea. But qrstuff.com, it allows you, like, it's a month or an annual subscription, but it does allow you to track hits on those QR codes. And I like to just, because sometimes I set a specific QR code. And for example, I'm in the Homes and Land magazine because I'm here in Ontario, Canada. So I like to track to see, are people actually scanning it, or is this a waste of my time? Right. So it's good to just use as a tracking system for that.
I'm with QR codes now. Like, we were ahead of our time when we rebranded and went independent out of 2010 into 2011. We had a QR code on our signs, but we were just ahead of the time. What COVID did is forced that behavior. So everybody's used to scanning a QR code now. So it's kind of it's been adopted into society. So you can get away with it at a high level. So I think what you just shared is gold.
And it's very simple. Like, I mean, I literally, on some of I don't have any close to me to show you, but on some of my QR codes, I literally, in the mailers, I literally have like an arrow that says scan me, open, click link, just in case somebody doesn't know, right, how to use it. Very, very simple, but very effective.
You all understand why that's important, right? You have to understand that because people can't spell. And so if you ask them to spell something, they can't spell it. Just all the technology. Why would you have to learn how to spell? And so people just don't, this is just one of the things, they just don't know how to spell. They're not interested in learning how to spell, which is, I mean, it is what it is. So having it easy, it has to be easy. If it's not easy, then they're not going to do it.
Hey guys, Daniel Clawfilter again. This is a short 7-8 minutes segment, maybe 10 minutes. So some of these calls of an hour call. Some of them are an hour and a half. Some of them are only 30 minutes. Some of them have 30 people on them. Some of them have 100 people on them. Some of them have 10 people on them. Most of them is usually over 30 people. But private message me, text me, 678-614-4471. Daniel@solidapproachrealty.com. Daniel@solidapproachrealty.com. Send topics. Ask for times. Right now, it is a production call, non-denominational. Doesn't matter what brokerage you're with. Doesn't really matter what state you're in. Doesn't matter what country you're in. Everybody's got Google. Most people have access to the majority of the tools that we discuss. And our goal is to pour into you, to help you increase your production or shorten the distance from A to B with less effort. Maybe keep your same amount of production, the transactional treadmill, with less effort. Less effort, more money, more time freedom. That's what we're about. Get on these production calls. We also have role plays. We have scripting. We have book clubs. There's all kinds of things that we offer you. We have CEO training. If you have a team of agents and you're doing things like putting back money for them, as far as pension plans, savings plans, things like that, connect with us. We do it from A to Z. Let's go. Connect with me. Take care.